Realms, they call it. What a fine poetic name for something as rotten and twisted as our land has become. It was not always so. Long ago, the old empire, the noblest and most enduring society created by humankind, spanned almost the entire continent of Zerine, the cradle of man. But after several millennia of progress and incomparable achievements, inevitably, the empire began to fall into stagnation and decadence. Desperately holding on to their privileges and resisting change while trying to avert the collapse of the realm, the emperor and his theocracy took to measures that were worthy of true despots in cruelty. Subjugating weaker realms, enslaving whole nations, strip mining foreign resources, oppressing imperial citizens, war on several fronts, genocide. Eventually, the gods could no longer tolerate such horrors wrought in their name. Foretold by an abundance of divine omens, they descended upon the empire to right its wrongs. Thus, in a chain of dreadful events that became known as the Calamity, they annihilated the empire in a matter of days. The gods then finally saw what they had done in their anger and confusion. It is said that so much grief and shame filled them that they were broken, and they left this reality, never to return. The continent and its inhabitants seemed dead, but at length survivors began to crawl out of their hiding holes and faced a land that no longer welcomed them. Arcane anomalies, the fallout of the Calamity, now riddled the continent, and people realized that they had to share their new home with changed and twisted creatures. Terrible beings entered through the cracks in the tapestry of reality and rose to rule over the natives. In time, these new powers rebuilt the fallen empire in their own image, and the Riven Realms, now godless and vengeful, reincarnated from the ashes. The inhabitants of the land, such as I, now eke out a living under the crushing rule of the new empire. The continent itself constantly resists our every attempt at building a cozy home for ourselves. As travel is dangerous, many ventures specialize in transferring cargo and passengers over bleak and deadly leagues of land. Others try to take everything of value from said travelers, or attempt to find buried treasures among the ruins of the old empire. The leaders of the endeavors are, some say, the bravest men and women of the Riven Realms. Such a leader is called a Vagrus.
So, today we are going to do a first impression let's play review of a game called Vagrus. I first thought that it is called Vagrus, but apparently it's called Vagrus. As always, with all of my first impression let's play reviews, I'm gonna be playing the game for an hour or more until I am satisfied that I can give you my opinion on the game. If you are in a hurry and you don't want to watch the full video, then you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video, wherein I will give you my quick, concise, final opinion on the game and tell you whether or not I can recommend the game and whether or not I think that the game is worth $30, because that's what the game costs. Base game is $30, and then there's also some DLC for $15, and they also have a season pass for another $30, so it's actually quite an expensive game. If you just buy the season pass with the game, it's $60 already, so it's actually pretty expensive. So today we will see if the game can be worth it. But if you are not in a hurry, then you can simply stay tuned, and I will be playing the game and giving you my running commentary throughout the game. So, what's new? Outer Realms update. You need 400 bros, 3 companions and 3 renown, and then head to the Lumen. Okay, so that's some kind of a quest. Season pass, $30. Sunfire and Moonshadow, $15. Patch notes, new UI, patch notes, DLC. Yeah, you also get the patronage pack, which is $10 that you can buy if you want to quote-unquote support the developers. But you just get like some artwork and stuff like that from it. You don't actually get anything in game. And then there's also 2 free DLCs, which is Vagrus Borax, which is just 1 extra commander, it looks like. And then Seekers of Knowledge. I'm not sure what Seekers of Knowledge is. We will have a look on the Steam page in just a second. UI text scaling, yes. Controller support. Okay. So the game has been out for about 2 years. So that's why a whole bunch of shit pops up like that. So the game is not a new game, but they're still updating the game, and they're still releasing new updates and new DLC and stuff like that. They released the latest DLC less than a month ago. So that's the $15 DLC that I mentioned. So if we have a look over here, you can see the game released October 5th, 2021. Before that, it was in early access from July 22nd, 2020. So it was in early access for like a year and a half, basically. And then the game released into full access, like full release. One interesting thing that I saw on the Steam page, I don't think I've really ever seen this on a game's Steam page, to the point where the developers literally think it is appropriate to tell you that the game is very hard. I mean, you don't even see this on games like Dark Souls or Elden Ring or nothing like that. So they say, yeah, the game is very hard, blah 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 blah, heavy narrative game. And then they say here at the end, although a sizable chunk of the continent of Zeren is accessible in-game, please note that the rest is not reachable and is merely a part of world building. So that sucks, because they're literally saying there that even though we are showing you a very big map, the map isn't actually accessible. There's many areas on the map that are not actually accessible. So that's really shitty, in my opinion. That's not good. But yeah, it's interesting that they say that the game is actually difficult. The game is relatively positive, 90%, well, 85% more like it. And when we look at the reviews, for instance, very complex game mechanics. Much of the difficulty comes from learning these mechanics. Yeah, it's just there's one guy using the word difficulty 4 times. So none of the other reviews that are on the front page even mention difficulty. So I don't think the game is going to be that difficult. Like, I don't think it's so difficult. Otherwise, the reviews would have really mentioned and complained about the difficulty of the game. So I think the developers are just being a little bit touchy, you know, like even a game like Darkest Dungeon, for instance, which is really quite difficult. Like, it's difficult, but I mean, you can play the game, you can enjoy the game and all of that kind of stuff, you know. So then there's also this thing over here, the Riven Realms, Sunfire and Moonshadow, and then they just basically say that there's a whole bunch of there's a new region, new quest lines, new enemies, new NPCs, new quests, 3 new factions, and new items. It's basically what you're paying $15 for. So it's just, at the end of the day, more content, basically. But the DLCs that there are is like the Seeker of Knowledge one. Not sure what that actually is. Let's have a look what it actually is. Blah blah blah, bullshit. Introduces the Knowledge Ambition questline, a new victory condition. So it's just a victory condition. So instead of doing free play or anything like that, it's just knowledge. So that's stupid. That basically doesn't add anything to the game apart from if you want to win the game in a different method, you know. So that's actually pretty stupid. And then the Vorax one, I think it's just a new hero or something like that. Yeah, a new companion. So yeah, apart from the Sunfire and Moon Shadow one that recently released, no real DLC content has been added to the game in 2 years. But yeah, this one is now after 2 years, actually a little bit more than 2 years, since the game was released 5th October and this DLC was released 7 November, so it's actually more than 2 years. It's like 2 years and 1 month. The game now has a DLC. That's actually quite a long time to work on a DLC, 2 bloody years. So either the DLC is very large, it's a very large and expensive DLC, or they just worked very slowly. I don't know what the size of the team is that's working on this game. But anyway, like I said, base game is $30, DLC is $15. Let's see. Okay, that didn't change anything. Why did it go back to full screen? Why is it going back to full screen, for fuck's sake? No, I don't want to reset. I want to apply. What the hell is graphics level? Like, how is that even an option? Oh, changes will take after you restart the game. Okay, so we have to restart the game before windowed full screen takes effect, apparently, for some bloody reason. Okay, so let's restart the game quickly just to get the correct screen display method. So I restarted, but windowed full screen is still not active. So you literally go windowed full screen, go back in, nothing changed. So like, you can do anything. You can put you can turn VSync off, for instance. Go back in, and then the effects have taken effect, but not the windowed full screen option. So I don't know, the game does not have a functional windowed full screen option, which obviously is bad. You know, anytime that a game is missing any of the display options, you know, a game is supposed to have exclusive full screen, borderless full screen, or it's also called windowed full screen sometimes. And then the other two options that it's supposed to have is windowed and borderless windowed. And this game is missing two of those. It's missing windowed full screen, which is also known as borderless full screen. So it's missing that one because it doesn't function. It literally does not function. So it's missing that one. And it's also missing borderless windowed mode. So it's not good that it's missing two of the display modes that a game should normally have. And yeah, especially the fact that the game costs $30. You know, this isn't some $5 or $10 title where you would expect issues like this. You know, this is a $30 title. It's supposed to have all of the standard display options, and it simply does not have that. So that's a very obvious issue. But yeah, okay. Otherwise than that, I think I don't see any real issues. Load, let's make that F8. And then where's save? There's load game. So where's save game? Okay, so there's no save game. How the hell does that work? So there's a load game but no save game. Okay, well. Anyway, I guess we can jump into the game then, I guess. Okay, so there's Wasteland mode and Dissonance mode. Wasteland mode is the way Vagrus was intended to be played by the developers. The setting is cruel, harsh, unforgivable, blah blah blah. Expect a steep difficulty curve and little to no hand-holding. Save often because you will probably run into dead ends and deaths from time to time. And then Dissonance mode. This game mode is tailored towards a narrative experience. Combat management and almost all other aspects of gameplay are less challenging. The result is a smoother difficulty at the cost of alignment with the setting, causing a certain dissonance. Achievements are turned off in this mode. Okay. So the result is a smoother difficulty at the cost of alignment with the setting. That just sounds like a heap of horseshit to me, to be honest. Increasing or decreasing the difficulty will not, in reality, cause the narrative experience to be any different. That's just a heap of horseshit. But anyway, we will play the game as the developers intended it, which is on Wasteland mode. Nothing beside remains around the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and levels sand stretch far away. Yeah, Osmandius was smoking some very good weed on that day, I think.
Profession. Daring and savvy, always watching the horizon, always looking for an opportunity. and of course, for what is best for his comitatus, eh? And you are a Vagrus too, are you not? Many of your kind have I seen in my long life as a vagabond. Care to listen to a story about your exquisite occupation, good master? It is a tale of woe and terror, but it is also a tale that is true, as I have seen it with mine own eyes.
Pilgrims of the Wasteland. Is that like a DLC, or what is that exactly? Let me have a look here quickly on the page, on the Steam page. I already forgot all of the DLCs. Pilgrims of the Wasteland. No, that's definitely not a DLC or anything like that. So what is it then? Like, what is it? You know, like, at least give the player a description of what it is. Don't just say play this mode or not play this mode. You know, like, fucking give the player at least an idea of what they're getting themselves into, you know? So I don't know, I guess, I don't know, let's do it, I guess, I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Wise you are, good master. My tale is of a Vagrus, such as yourself, but one whose fate was cursed and wrought with ill fortune. It all happened a long time ago. 10 years, maybe more. I was but a passenger, traveling rough roads and forgotten ways with this comitatus, south along the feet of the great mountains of the west. This comitatus I speak of had fallen under hard times. Perhaps it was due to imperial harassment or unfortunate decisions, or simply bad luck. Franz, saint of roads, does not always smile on us mere mortals. But however it came to pass, their coin was drying up, and their opportunities seemed few and far between. One of the last chances their Vagrus saw was to travel to the remote town of Scrapheap and spend their remaining funds to stock up on cheap scrap metal. This metal could be sold for great profit over in the east and south. It wasn't a bad plan, truly, but it was not without risks either.
Standalone story, it serves as an introduction to the setting and also as a tutorial to the game. Well, it would have been fantastic if you told me that previously. It's zero fucking help for you to tell me now. It behooves you to read the tutorial text and follow the instructions to gain a better understanding of how the game works. The icon can be clicked in the tutorial window to show the section it is referring to. Note that you have to be on the right UI for the pointer to appear. Although Vagrus is an open world game, due to Pilgrims of the Wasteland tutorial, it progresses along a narrow guided path. In the beginning only, opens up only later after the core mechanics have been introduced. On the campaign map, your traveling company, which is like an army, always occupies a node and moves between nodes through paths like this. Moving along paths costs movement point indicated next to each path. Every in-game day, you have a number of movement points to spend before you need to camp. To move, click on the nearby node. Move from the radial menu. You can select a node that is further away. The MP cost of moving there will be calculated and the path highlighted. So that's 3, that's 6. So let's move 3. Most of the story is presented through interactive texts called events. Events let you make different choices at each step. Some choices can have a number of consequences, while others have various dependencies. Dependencies mean that you can only pick a certain choice if you have the right prerequisite skills, perks, characters, and so on. To select a choice, click on it or use 1 to 9 to select it. So, a whole lot of fucking text. Time will tell, but I have my doubts. It's a long shot as you know it. There wasn't much choice either way, or returning my trading license and hanging myself. It has to work, I cannot fail, not like this. Thank you, but the last thing I need right now is a clumsy pep talk, even if it is well meant. So you get no indication whatsoever of the action that you are about to take. Sometimes in these types of games, it will tell you more or less what the choice will result in, and here it doesn't say anything. So like, I have no idea what any of these choices will do, so at the end of the day it's just randomness. So let's choose that one. Let's choose that one. When an event is highlighted pale blue, it means you have found a codex entry. Clicking on these navigates to the entry. Blue. Okay, so all of these are blue. Can I go down? Why can't I click on the highlighted words to open the codex? Oh. Okay, so you can click on it and then it opens a codex entry. Okay, all of these are blue. I don't know. Just select a random one. Doesn't matter.
As we were coming up to the gates of Scrap Heap, this trash pile town of cutthroats and scavengers, we could see the vast mountain ranges of shattered Bivanda Thar looming ominously over the horizon, half shrouded in the gaseous vapors belched forth by the volcanoes in the far west. My companions prepared to do their business in town as fast as they could, not wishing to tarry in this notorious place.
So it doesn't seem that we got anything from that previous interaction. When your army enters a settlement, you can select a variety of options, each on its separate pane, revolving around resting, resupplying, or trading. You also have the opportunity to initiate stories located in the settlement. This time, only the story pane is active. Follow the available story. So these ones will have an actual choice. None of the previous ones that I chose have any actual impact. These will have actual impact. Some choices have dependencies, Some choices involve tests. Yes. I'm familiar with the concept. So, chance very low, moderate. It doesn't actually say what your actual chance is. It just says very low or moderate, so it doesn't say the actual chance. Tell him that you will be in his debt. You will make a tidy profit as it is, but you will owe him a favor. Reveal that you are in a bad spot and it is your last chance. Let him know that in exchange for his help, you can help him out with a problem that he might have right now. So I don't even get that option, unfortunately. So I mean, we can go for this one. If we fail, I don't know what will happen if we actually fail. Resourcefulness? What's resourcefulness? Resourcefulness? Where do I see resourcefulness? No, I don't see resourcefulness anywhere. What the fuck is the use? Like, I don't even know. The tutorial hasn't even told me anything about resourcefulness, and yet they give me the option to use resourcefulness. So the tutorial is not particularly good. Let's go for this one. Moderate chance. Test fail. Blah blah blah. And let's see. Scrounger's Lane. Okay. Whatever that is, high chance. We pass that one. Compass. +1 max movement. +1 navigation. Okay, that's not very expensive. It costs like 5% of my current money, so let's buy that one. The game stutters. Like, every time there's a scene change, the game stutters. How the hell can a game like this stutter? Let me have a look at my usage quickly. The game constantly uses like a very tiny amount of my graphics card, so I don't know why. Why does the game stutter? It uses so little of my graphics card. Like, I'm looking at the usage right now. We're at 80 watts. That's very, very, very little. Basically not even using the graphics card. I'm sure you can play this game on like a laptop even. There's another stutter. Okay, so we've already done both of these options. There's another stutter. There's another stutter. Every time you go through a scene change, you can see there. Look at that. There's every time there's a stutter. It literally freezes your PC and then it continues like a classic stutter. Okay, so what? I've already done all of these. Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, you can click on the art. That's interesting. Another thing that the tutorial didn't tell me. Like, how do I get out of here? Okay, now I can get out of here. That's fucking stupid. Buy, sell. Holding shift. Blah, blah, blah. Purchase 24 scrap. And then additional supplies. Like how much additional supplies? You have at least 800 units. Where do I even see my supplies? That my supplies. Okay, 250, 250. So that's 500. So that's 700. So I need to buy all of this. Equipment that you can attach to your army is sold on some markets or found throughout your travels. They provide bonuses. You can switch between the goods market and equipment market using the buttons on the list. Switch to equipment tab. What's this? That's not bad. And it's very cheap as well. In order to gain their bonuses, you need to equip them first by dragging and dropping them onto the appropriate slot. Okay, how do we do that? Like where's the fucking appropriate slot? I'm left clicking, right clicking. Oh, there we go. This one actually shows you. But this one, oh, there we go. Now it fucking shows me. Why didn't it show me previously? That's so stupid. Items, the third type of cargo, do not take up cargo space and are not equipable. They are used and traded in certain events. You can switch panes in a settlement and the active pane will open the corresponding pane of the army management on the left. You can now freely check the settlement tabs. Blah blah blah, exit scrap heap when you're done. Okay, well there's nothing really else that I would want to do, I think. We've pretty much done everything here. You spend the night inside a guarded compound. Not free though. Okay, how much does it cost? 1 copper. That's not bad. Okay, none of this matters. Progress is saved at checkpoints. Whenever you leave a settlement, reach a story-related checkpoint as well as the start of each in-game day. Your game will be saved automatically, overwriting the previous autosave. Manual saving is unavailable in the standalone story. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
There they were, with a full cargo hold and filled with newfound hope. Yet, the road ahead still promised hardships and peril. I travelled with them southwards, expecting to reach more habitable lands beyond the Molten Tongues river of lava.
Morale. If it ever drops to 1, there's a chance the army dissolves and you lose the game. Morale, where's morale? Morale, 7. Okay. Obedience indicates how satisfied your slaves are. Low obedience leads to theft, runaway, or worse. Be sure to guard your slaves with enough fighters and treat your slaves well. Nutrition shows how well fed your crew is. Vigor indicates that the army, how tired the army is. Low vigor results in penalties. Okay, so everything looks okay. Upkeep is how much you owe your crew, pay them at the end of each day. Consumption is how much food you take. Workforce is generated by workers and slaves you have. You have enough workforce to cover the army's need, including beasts, crew and passengers. Going below the required number bestows serious penalties. Passengers are people your army take to their destination for rewards. You and then nothing. Okay, so the U is just cut off. We don't get to see what text there was. Fantastic, $30 game. Here you can see the number of each crew and beast type you have in your army. Consult the tooltip for each type to learn about their role. Outriders are special because you need a fighter and a mount to be able to create an outrider by using the plus button. While outriders are excellent fighters, mounts with outriders carry cargo. You can always dismount fighters using the minus button. For now, add an outrider and then close this window. Add an outrider. I'm not seeing the button anywhere. Oh, that one there. Outrider. And then close this window. You have run out of movement points. Being on the road all day lowers the vigor that you replenish by camping. You can also retire earlier than which helps raise vigor faster. Okay, so we're gonna camp. At the end of each day, the army makes camp, settles down. At each camp, you can decide to offer normal or double wages. Double payment increases morale. You can also choose to pay all debts of your crew. Obedience and nutrition also appear here as the options to discipline or liberate slaves. Workforce shows how much workforce is generated. You have the option to give out less or more supplies, blah blah blah. All the lock icons allow you to save the current settings of nothing. I can't go up or down. Current settings of fuck all. Once again, text is cut off. Fantastic tutorial. Under acquired supplies, you can send your crew into Wasteland to find supplies and sometimes even other goods. Base chance for these activities depend on your related perks. Hunting user scouts has a chance to get you a large number of supplies. Critical failure might kill scouts. Foraging is more reliable but yields fewer supplies. It can use workers and slaves. You can add them or remove them, blah blah blah. Summary of what happened to your crew that day, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You must also set your defensive orders for the night. A more lenient defense has a higher risk of nighttime ambush and negative effects on obedience. When you have set everything up, click the End Day button. This will sometimes trigger camp events. Okay, so you can choose to send people out. I think we can do that. Pay now. How much daily upkeep? Okay. Pay now. Discipline one or more of your slain to gain obedience. Note that disciplining your slaves has a diminishing returns and may have the opposite effect on obedience. Liberate one or more of your slaves to gain obedience. Liberated slaves become workers. Note that the obedience gain has diminishing returns. So what's so bad if a slave becomes a worker? Is there anything negative or not? Where do I even see my slaves or my workers? Okay, slaves, I have 11, workers, I have 6. Are they the same? Oh, they have no upkeep and less consumption. Okay, so that's one reason to keep, and they're stronger. Each slave carries 2 cargo, whereas the workers only carry 1. Okay, so it's not particularly good to turn your slaves into workers because they are weaker in all aspects, basically. But you have to keep them obedient. And I don't know if their obedience score will go down. I'm not sure. Acquire supplies. So send out troops. Results depending on the hunting roll. It doesn't even say what the chances are. Like normally it would show you the chances. It doesn't show the chances at all. Foraging roll, foraging roll. So how much hunting do I have and how much foraging do I have? How do I see that? Because this depends on hunting roll, this depends on foraging roll. So where do I see all of that? I don't see hunting or foraging anywhere. So I have no idea. Like they don't even give you any idea with regards to what the likelihood of success is. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what does that mean? Critical success. How does it work? So is it critical success 4% and then success 12% and then failure 71% and critical failure 13%? Is that what you're saying? I assume so. I mean, this is the place where you actually need the tutorial to tell you these important things, but the tutorial isn't even telling you, so yeah, so that's very low. I'm not gonna do that now. So I'm not gonna do any of that. Not gonna do that. We just pay our people. Defensive order. Higher chance of ambush. No bonuses, no penalties. Well, this one has 2 penalties and 1 bonus. This one has no penalties, no bonuses. This one has 1 penalty, 2 bonuses. But I don't have enough to do that. I don't have enough fighters or outriders to do that. So we're just gonna do that one. And I guess that's that then. I guess. More stuttering. So we can't move any further, and you can't spend that last 1 movement point. So you have one movement point left and you can't spend it. That's stupid, but okay. Camp. Still the chances don't change. Pay now. It looks like I'm gonna run out of money, I think. Where's my money? Oh, no, that's my money. No, I'm still pretty good on money. We do that, and yeah, apparently we get attacked or something. Companion combat is turn-based when 1 to 6 enemies fight against your team of 1 to 6 companions. You can use the skills of your companions to defeat enemies, protect your companions, and set yourself up in advantageous positions on the combat board. Companion combat is made up of rounds. Each round, all the participants take turns. Yeah. I know what the fuck turn-based combat is. Thank you very much. Combat board is divided into 2 sides. Each side has a front row, which is melee row, and back row, which is ranged row. Each row has 3 positions. Begin fight. The order in which the combatants initiative. Beginning, all combatants add 1 to 6 to their initiative. Top left, that's fine. I can't do anything about that. Melee skills can only be used by front row. They can target front row enemies that are adjacent to the attacker's position, or back row enemies if no front row blocks them. Because of the rules, positioning in melee is paramount. All characters can move. Not only do characters in the front row prevent melee attacks against characters directly behind them, but also make them more difficult to hit with certain ranged skills. When you want to move, select move and target the position. Blah, blah, blah. Move Morwen in front of Javek to protect. Okay, but what if I don't want to do that? Does movement take up a action? Because if it takes up an action, then I don't want to do it. But I can't attack. It's not giving me any... I literally can't attack, so we are forced to move, and it seems like it does take up an action, which is really fucking stupid. Each companion has 4 combat skills, besides move, represented by a row. 1 to 5. Use Mind Blast. So that will do... I don't know how much exactly. And that will do... I don't know how much exactly. It says 8 out of 10, and this one says 10 out of 10. What's the actual difference? What's that shield thing right there? And what's that thing over there? Like, what does it actually mean? Like, this is when the tutorial needs to tell you what these things mean. I mean, I can't even hover over... I'm hovering over it and it's not even giving me any idea of what it actually does. That's really stupid. Okay, 3 damage. Morwen's skills include Savage Kick, Whiplash. Some skills are more complex. Use Morwen's Savage Kick to send the Jarka enemy to the back row, denying it an attack. Okay, so yeah, if it only has melee attacks and you send it to the back row, then it can't do that melee attack. I guess that makes sense. The forfeit button at the character portrait, nothing else. So there's another thing. I think that's the 3rd time that text has been cut off, which is really fantastic. $30 game. Okay, so what? How do you actually see the damage that something is going to do? I just got another stutter. Mind damage incorporeal. Incorporeal. Three to 4. Okay, so it shows the damage over here, basically. Why does this guy get to move again? Okay, so that guy's gonna be dead. So let's take this guy and move him. Move him over there. And then this guy can just do an attack. Deny that guy another attack. Here we can deny him again, perhaps. Okay, miss. Apparently you can miss those types of attacks. The combat is really basic, to be honest. Really, really basic. Fucking hell, we stutter like a bastard. Why does this game stutter so much? Like, the stuttering is insane. Like, we stutter constantly. Like we're playing Starfield or something like that. Just stuttering all over the place. Your chart is now active. What's that? Chart is a tool for navigating. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Mark Averum. Averum. There. Mark. How do you mark it? Mark. Okay. Like, seriously, this game stutters like a bastard. Forced march allows you to move further than your maximum move points. Forced march uses marching points, indicated by your MPs on the top left. Okay. Although force march gets you further, use them carefully. Your crew loses vigor and even morale rapidly if you march too often without resetting. We strongly suggest refraining from frequent force marches until you have high experience. Nothing else. Like, there's another chunk of the text that is simply missing. That's now the 4th time that we've seen that happen. Like, we're not even deep into the game. We're like an hour into the game. We're not even. And we've seen that 4 times already. Like, what the fuck? Like, in a text game, a game that has this gigantic amount of text, how can you have missing text? Like, it's just ridiculous. So how do I even see my health? Like, I know I took damage, but how do I even see my health? I'm clicking, nothing is happening. Medical supplies will be used for healing, raising healing chances and effectiveness, but there is a chance to lose medical supplies. Well, they will heal by themselves, I think. Like, it's really ridiculous. Oh, yes, they heal by themselves. It's really ridiculous that you have a text game where, like 40 minutes into the game, we've already missed text 4 times. It's just really ridiculous. In a fucking text game. That's like having a game with voice acting, and then having the voice acting just abruptly stop 4 times already. Like, that's completely unacceptable. Why did I lose morale and movement? Yeah, I'm not gonna read all of that shit, but okay, the game just decided that I'm gonna lose morale and movement, I guess. That's just the roll of the dice, I guess. Like, I don't know, guys. Quite honestly, I don't think I need to play the game anymore. Am I out of money now? Because these are red now. And why is my morale broken? Why is my morale broken all of a sudden? Holy shit. But anyway, I really don't think I need to play the game anymore. Quite honestly, the game is pretty low quality. I'm gonna be serious. It's pretty low quality. Low, liberate slave. We can do that. We can liberate 1 slave. Another stutter. Like, the game stutters more than fucking Starfield almost. Like, it's really ridiculous. Pay them a bonus, pay them little extra, or pay them nothing. But it doesn't show. Okay, 8. Do I have 8? I think I have 8 and then 2. What's the bigger one? I think I'm not even sure which one is the bigger one. I'm assuming the one on the right side is the bigger one, I'm assuming. So this might be the best. Yeah, I think so. Another stutter. The game stutters like a bastard. It has missing text quite a couple of times already. The tutorial is not good at all. Like, really, the tutorial is pretty bad, actually, to be honest. The combat is very low quality. Like, there isn't really even
Just as we were about to leave that damnable lake behind, we heard it. An abominable shriek pierced the air and made us gasp. It came from behind some hills nearby, coupled with the ruckus of battle. The armed women and men, the comitatus, looked at their Vagrus questioningly.
Why did Vagrus there sound like it was edited in? Like, that sounded really bad. Listen back to that. Just skip back a couple of seconds and listen to that again. He was like, the armed villagers looked at their Vagrus. Like, it did not sound anywhere the same than what the rest of the sentence sounded like. I think they just edited in the Vagrus word there, which is it's really obvious, extremely obvious. Like, that's really low quality, to be honest. But like I said, the combat doesn't even really have animations. It's really just low quality. Like, at least have like idle animations or something like that during combat. You know, I've played a couple of games like this, and all of them have at least got idle animations. You know, this game doesn't even have idle animations. It just feels really low quality. None of this will really matter. Boom. I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So honestly, I don't know. I'm just not enjoying the game. Why the fuck are these guys so low health? Holy hell. I'm just not enjoying the game, to be honest. It just is low quality. Where's my other people? Like, I have these two guys, I don't know where they came from. And then my other two guys are nowhere to be seen right now. Why can't I attack? Do I need to deploy them? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so I needed to deploy them. Oh. Why can't I move him? I'm right-clicking, left-clicking. I can't even move him. Like, how do you go back? Are you telling me you can't even shift your people after you've made a mistake? Oh, there we fucking go. Like, a tutorial would have been really fantastic right here, but I guess we don't get a tutorial. Can I bring this guy back or not? No. So that guy, I'm gonna have to protect that guy very quickly because he's very low on health, but I can't move him or anything like that. These guys I can move. But yeah, like I said, okay, well, that fucking guy just got slapped in the face by that guy. To be honest, really low quality. I just I don't think the game is worth $30. Seriously, it's pretty low quality. There's issues with the will this hit two people or one person? Oh wait, this one? Oh, you can hit like that. Yeah, that will hit two people. Could do that maybe, but it's a melee attack. I don't think I can actually do a melee. Oh no, wait, I can do a melee attack there. No? Why isn't anything happening? Huh? Strafe. Iso swinging her axe. Sweep two foes. Okay, so I want to attack there, like that. That red circle right there, or red square. There. And then... What, do I have to click there or there? Nope. Attack there. 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 Okay, there we go. Only 1 damage. Why didn't it damage him as well? It only did 1 damage over there and no damage to him. What the fuck? It's supposed to be a sweeping attack. Why didn't it fucking sweep? It literally showed it's gonna attack there and there. Another stutter. So yeah, fucking asking $30 for this game, I just think is really, really ridiculous. There's no way how this game is worth $60. Like, if you think about a game like the Banner Saga, for instance. By the way, it didn't hit that guy again. That guy took no damage again. If you think about a game like Banner Saga, how much is Banner Saga actually? Let me have a look here quickly. I think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did review Banner Saga long ago. So I can actually just quickly have a look here on my channel, because I think I did do it. Banner. Let's have a look. Oh no, I didn't. I've never reviewed Banner Saga. That's strange, but Banner Saga is actually a really good game. And let's have a look at the price. $25. That's actually a little bit more than what I was thinking. Yeah, $25. Holy shit, that's actually quite a lot for Banner Saga. I don't think Banner Saga is worth $25, to be completely honest. But Banner Saga is definitely better than this game is, like, without a doubt. But like I say, I don't think Banner Saga is worth $25, and I absolutely don't think that this game is worth $30. So if I consider Banner Saga to be better than this game, then there's no fucking way how this game is gonna be worth $30. You know, it's just not going to happen. There's no way in hell. So yeah, quite honestly, there's no way how I can recommend the game. Like, when you do a cleave attack like that, twice now the cleave didn't even hit this fucking guy. So I don't know. The game has bugs, the game has issues, the game has multiple times now already cut off the text of the game. So there's areas where the text is just cut off, you know, which is just really weird. Why is there 0 damage? Why is that expected 0 damage? This thing is supposed to do quite a bit of damage. Why is there 0 damage expected? Why? 0. Why the fuck would it do 0 damage? That doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, text that is cut off, which means you lose out on the story, you lose out on the tutorials, all of that kind of stuff. It's just nowhere close to being worth it, in my opinion. The game is just not worth it. Like I say, if you want a game like this, then I would much rather go for Banner Saga. This game is just not worth it. 0 damage once again, which makes no sense. Banner Saga 1, Banner Saga 2, Banner Saga 3, like, you will be able to get probably all of those games on sale for less than $30, you know, all of those games together, because they're pretty old games, so you will absolutely be able to get them on sale for less than $30 together. And this game just is not worth it. Like, there's no fucking way how this game is worth $30. And then on top of that, they expect you to pay an additional $30 for why can't I attack now? It's really stupid that you can't even attack. You're still in the front row, but you can't attack. You have to move up in order to attack that guy. That's really fucking stupid. They expect you to pay $30 for 0 damage again. Fucking hell. They expect you to pay $30 for the season pass as well, which I just think is really ridiculous. I don't even think the base game is worth $30, so never mind any fucking DLC or anything like that, you know. So yeah guys, quite honestly, no way in hell that I can recommend this game. I'm doing 0 damage to some of these enemies for some fucking reason. I think it's a glitch because in the previous fights that we had, I didn't do 0 damage with that attack, so the fact that I've now done 0 damage to them like 4 times in a row I've done 0 damage, it's just, it doesn't make sense. So I think that's probably a glitch of some sort. But anyway, I'm done with the game. Like, honestly,
The Dark Knight.
yeah, I don't care about you. Like, also the fact that they voiced some of the game and the rest of the game is not voiced, that really irritates me. It's really irritating when you take the time to hire a voice actor and then only some of the game is voiced. Like, it's just lazy. Like, if you're gonna voice the fucking game, voice the fucking game. You know, like, if you think about the game like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Far Cry 3, 4, 5, like, the entire game is voiced. And if the game isn't voiced, then the entire game isn't voiced. Like, if you add voice to your game, just voice the entire fucking game. Don't voice 20% of the fucking game. That's just really, really stupid. If you want people to be invested in your game, invested in the story, if you want them to actually live themselves into the story, then go full balls to the wall. You know, you took the time to voice some of the story, so voice the entire fucking story. You know, like, I just don't think the developers did a lot of effort, and obviously, as we've seen, it shows in the combat. Especially the combat is seemingly a little bit broken. I mean, the entire game is very lazy, I would say. I mean, this is lazy. It's just a still background, and then with a little bit of animation here and there. You know, combat is literally just still images, and then when you attack, the image just makes like a different little movement, and that's it. Like, $30 fucking dollars, you know. Whereas, like I said, if you look at the game like the Banner Saga, that game actually has animations, actually full animations. It has voice acting. It has really good music. Like, the music in Banner Saga is really good. So, like, it just has everything that this game doesn't have, and this game has the audacity to charge $5 more than what Banner Saga does. And I've played through the first Banner Saga. I haven't played through the second or the third Banner Saga yet, but I've played through the first Banner Saga, and I can totally recommend the game for, well, not for $25, because it's not worth $25 in my opinion, but like I said, you can get Banner Saga for much cheaper than $25. just wait for a sale or something like that, and you can totally get the game for less than $25. So yeah, like I just can't recommend this game. I just cannot come even close to recommending this game because it's just lazy and there's text missing, and it's just lazy. It's just overall lazy, and for $30 you can't be lazy, especially when your game is going up against other games like Banner Saga. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much my opinion of the game. Can't recommend the game in the slightest. I'm going to uninstall the game after this, and as we've already seen, like even changing the display modes have no effect, which just even more so reflects the laziness of the developers. So yeah, I definitely can't recommend the game. One thing that I can recommend is that you go to patreon.com/LFP, and if you support the channel on there, it allows me to do more reviews, to buy more games, to do more reviews for you guys. So if you guys want to see more reviews, then that is one fantastic way to support the channel, and it allows me to do more reviews for you guys. So yeah, guys, that is it for this game today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. There isn't even any good music in this game, bloody hell.